So it's fourth quarter 2023 and people are asking, is it still a good idea to do Airbnb? Is it too late? What's up? And this is an unlisted private video. If you're watching this, you're on a playlist. So this is not some sensationalized thing that's supposed to get 100,000 views. Okay, I'm gonna give you my honest answer for Q4 2023. Here are the cons. Let's start with the cons. There are more people in the space than there ever have been, and there are more professional hosts. Okay, two things. Third, the customers have changed. And that can be a bad thing for a lot of hosts. The customers are less forgiving. They know what hotels are. They know what Airbnb is. Airbnb is no longer new and sexy. People aren't as forgiving anymore. But I want you also to look at something like this. I want you to look at the competitive landscape of anything. Anything that becomes hard for everybody has an impact on everybody, and then some people quit and the bottom falls out. So the fact that guests are harder to please at times makes more people not want to do Airbnb, and then they quit. So people who are less serious about hospitality will quit. The fact that there's more competition means revenues come down and then people quit until revenues stabilize. The people that survive times of lower revenues are people that have better systems, right? Like pricing strategy, softwares, revenue management, and then internal housekeepers, stuff like that, which is something that you should always strive to do anyway. But both of those end up having a net neutral in the market because things get harder, but then people quit and everything stabilizes. Look at everything in life this way. Whenever there's a challenge, look at how it's a challenge for everyone else and how you can do better than them. Now, here are the pros. Well, I think there's one big pro I want to talk about. With Airbnb right now, especially rental arbitrage, the market is in a state where landlords are having lower occupancy than normal. Occupancy is declining. Also, multifamily property values are declining, which is going to affect people's mortgages, which means they need the occupancy for their rent rolls to make sure that they can maintain the value on their properties. What you guys need to understand is multifamilies, their value is based on what their rent rolls are, how much money they're collecting in rent. So as occupancy comes down, buildings are worth less money, and then banks could force people to over-collateralize on loans for these multifamilies. It could like throw a wrench in everybody's wheel. People can start to spiral out of control. So landlords are in a special place where they need occupancy, like bad. Landlords are offering free rent concessions without people even asking to try to lure people into renting at their properties. A market that advertises lease concessions is a renter's market. Now, I teach how to get free rent from landlords in my course. It's like my thing, my standard. We get 6 weeks, 8 weeks of rent for free all the time. In markets like this, we can get 10 or 12 weeks of rent for free. That's a lot of free rent. And the cool thing about this too is you're in a better negotiating position on what your rent amounts will be. In a hot rental market, landlords will raise the rent and you can't negotiate that. But you can also negotiate down how much you pay in rent. So arbitrage has a very special place right now. Buying properties, not so much because interest rates are high. So that's going to be tough for a little while. But what will happen is people will start to sell their properties when they run out of cash, and it will drive down property values and finally eventually offset interest rates. Most likely, I can't guarantee that, but there will come a time in the future where buying is the cool move. So right now, if you're gonna do Airbnb, rent some properties, negotiate with the landlords to get free rent, and then build up your cash position, and then go buy properties later if you want to. That's honestly what I think. So continue with this free playlist, learn more. Ask me questions if you'd like in my free Facebook group or on Instagram. And if you do want to learn my scripts on how I get free rent from landlords, I teach that in my mentorship program, Cracking Superhost. I'll put the links for all of those down in the bottom. Enjoy, guys. I'll see you.